Like you said, we run ours quite a bit different. We'll go in and change mine. We run our gain the same. I like that little grains in there too. But we'll go down here, go to our noise reject. I like mine on low. See how it flashes a little bit more? My TVG's off. But I like to run mine on amber. That's just what I'm used to. It gain's a little bit hot for me. We'll turn it down just a little bit.
Talking about color, I tell people all the time on color, you just pick what works for you. They all showing the same thing. You know, pick one, stay with it, and that's it. I mean, don't try to change different colors. You know, pick one, know what you're looking at, and just stay with that.
That's right. And we run our trolling motors quite a bit different too. I knock mine down to about 5.5 or so. I run mine more consistent. I don't bump mine. That's just how I scan. Our depth ranges, he likes to see the bottom a lot of times on his. On mine, I've got two settings too. It's 15 and 21. For some reason I stuck with 21. I know what the size fish are when I see them on here. That's what I run all the time. You don't want to just keep moving your depth to see your bottom all the time, because the size of the fish changes every time you move it. So whenever I see a fish here on this depth setting, I know roughly how big he is, whether he's a keeper or not a keeper.
And you scan at 50 feet.
And I scan at 50. Yep.
But you still try to fish at 30, right?
That's right. Whenever I get him into 30, that's our casting range. This fish here is not that big, but
so he looks big compared to how I was running the depth setting. He looks like those bigger ones that we got.
You get him inside 30. 25 is kind of the magic number. Got a little below him.
It's a lot easier to make that cast when you're the one running the trolling motor.
Everybody that comes on the guide trips, they say, I don't know how I'm going to do it whenever I get in my boat, but once you run it, once you get it down, it's so much easier running it by yourself than having somebody else run it. We ain't going to chase that fish. He ain't big enough. But it's all preference. When I first started out live scoping, I ran mine on the black emerald as well. And to me, it's a lot harder to pick out fish on that color than it is the amber. They just pop to me on amber. But you see a lot of people using that black emerald because that's what they're used to. You don't want to change it just because that's what you see somebody else using.
That's right. You pick the color that works for you and just stay with it.
Yep. They're all gonna show fish. Ton of shad out here.
Trolling motor definitely needs some bushings in it.
I don't think they was built for like this.
No.
We've got just a mess back here.
We've got a dog fight going on in the back.
Can't have nothing nice.
No, you can't.
Since I run mine at 50, you got to be a little bit quicker getting the boat slowed down than what you do like when Patrick's running at 70 or 80. He's got more time than I do to get lined up and get settled in and get ready to make a cast. I wish that I ran mine a little further, but I've ran it at 50 for so long that whenever I see it out here at 45 or 50, that fish, I know what it is. Rather than if I put it out at 80 or 70, I'm gonna see a blob, but I'm not gonna know exactly what that fish is. And with all the buffalo and carp and everything in these lakes, man,
I do run down a bunch of buffalo and catfish.
Yep.
You see them out, you just see a fish, you can't tell what they are
That's
until
right.
you get them in closer. But again, that's all personal preference. One thing that we hadn't touched on that we both do is we never fish going with the wind. We always fish into the wind. That's what stops your boat whenever you see a fish. If you're fishing with the wind, you're just gonna blow right over him. You'll get a couple shots at him, but after that he's gone. If you don't catch him on the first cast or two, then your boat drifts over him and it's over.
One thing you can always remember is whenever the wind's blowing harder, you can run faster.
That's right.
Whenever it's dead calm, you don't want to run 1.5 miles an hour because you're not going to be able to slow down on that fish by the time he hears you or you blow over him or whatever the case is. These deeper fish like this, we have not been able to get those fish to bite.
At all.
So we're...
Hey.
We're pretty much focusing on 10 to 12 foot and less.
You're gonna bite me now.
We're in a little dry spell.
Let's turn around and go back to where we started. It was a bunch of fish.
Yeah.